welcome to bekibtarot. My name's Becky. I'm a spiritual advisor, clairvoyant and energy reader. Okay, so I figured I would just get on here tonight. They wanted me to pull this deck out, the messages from your guides, so that's what we're going to use. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. Mine's been busy. Oh, okay. So, you watched me just open this box. Now, I haven't touched this deck in a little while. It's been away. Just before as I was setting up lighting my candle. Hey, Sam. As I was setting up lighting my candle, they were like, get the purple box. And I was like, what? And then I rummaged in my box and picked this one up. And I was like, oh, this one. It's like purpley and blue. Purple. I was like, okay, messages from your guides. Okay, and you've just watched me put it out. And there's one card from another deck that I didn't know was in the back of this that says, I left when I saw you with someone. So that's gonna be important for this reading. So we're gonna home in on that. I left when I saw you with someone. Okay, so there's a couple of different things coming off of this one card I've got. I haven't clarified or anything, but this is going to be a message from some people. We've got like different scenarios. And again, from someone, for some people, it might literally be there's someone on your mind or a scenario or something, and you are being told, given from your guides, like they left because they saw you with someone else, or they saw you doing something with someone else, right? For others of you, check this, what I'm getting more the energy of is you may have been dealing with someone and they walked out or they left, you know, left in a hurry, and what I'm getting is it's more to do with someone's mind, like in their mind. So when you showed them that you were maybe, it feels like the energy of when you sat in your strength or your self-worth in something, someone else left, stormed off or moved away, but however that energy's been taken, when they could see you with someone else, where in their mind it was like, oh my God, like it was their own fear that was kind of bubbling up, so they left, they stormed out, or they just walked out, and that's the high energy that I'm getting. I feel like it was in their head, like this whole, like, I think I get like someone talking and explaining himself, and this person, the one that left, kind of, I'm hearing everything in their mind, and they're like, either think that you were with someone else or found someone else, or it's like in their head they're like, oh my God, like they're gonna leave and be with someone else, and they couldn't cope with that thought process, so they left. Okay, let me bag a clarifier. I don't know, what do you want to clarify with, Spirit? No, that one. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for a clarifier on this deck. It's the one they want. So, get out of your own way. Give it the time it needs. And these clarifiers really feel strongly to me that it's someone may have been in a scenario in a relationship, and they were their own problem. Like they're always in their own way, and they may have pulled back or allowing space. But I think this person is little by little slowly starting to take steps to stop getting in their own way, if that makes sense. Another side of this is if you were in a relationship or something, and the first message resonated for you being, I left when I saw you with someone. This feels like, if that side resonates for you, if you were ghosted by someone, it's because the message from Spirit is like, you need to get out your own way. You're always trying to control things. You're always up in your head thinking you know, and you need to give it more time to heal, because there's things you don't know. Like, you may have felt ghosted, but this other person may have saw you talking to someone or with someone, and that made them kind of go a separate route. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the deck. I don't know where this deck is. I'm going to have to find it. This is the Hidden Truth deck. So, yeah. Also, before I put this card down, if you've been in an on and off scenario, or you have feelings for someone but you're separated, you've met, like, if you had started seeing someone talking to someone, either the other person knows, or you told them, or whatever, this person is leaving for good. Like, if you've been in, it's got the energy of the energy that's coming through is like, say you've been on and off with someone, but you've neither of you have really taken the steps to be with someone else. If one of you guys has taken those steps, the other one is gone, and never allowing the back and forth thing again, because they have fully left because they've seen you with someone else. Here's example of the energy, right? So, it's been like 2 years now since me and the father of my daughter have been apart. He was a lying, cheating wanker, arsehole, through and through, whatever, boring. But I've been healing deep layers, wounds that were there before him. He really triggered that in me, like, just so a deeper level of healing, right? Recently, there was a scenario where he played games and didn't step up for safety of his own daughter and my son and me, the mother of his child, right? Didn't care and play the game, but he freed me, right? And by telling me he had a girlfriend. So what he did was, because I've been healing, but internally there was always that little bit of hope, like, because I hadn't taken those steps, neither had he. I knew he was sleeping with people and carrying on his bullshit, but he hadn't had a proper girlfriend. But by him telling me and playing games, like, he even had pictures on his phone, he was like trying to fucking make me jealous and whatever, right? Games. But what he did was completely freed me, and now, as my lovely subscribers know, I am moving hours and hours away to out of London. So I'm leaving. I've left. And it wasn't just because of that, but by him doing that, taking those steps, it freed me from that whole, like, whenever I'm ready to actually be with a partner, I never have to have that guilt and that worry of, like, oh, but, you know, I had so much love for him and I really hoped for us. Don't have to have that because he took the step first. So what's coming through is that energy. It's like, if there's one of you that's taken a step to be with someone or finally start seeing someone, the other one is leaving and has exited the building, yeah, and isn't returning. And I always try to use me as a example to explain how the energy feels, but that last message on that card is exactly how it feels. He told me, and he was with someone. It gave me the freedom to fully leave. Like, dust my hands of the hope, that little bit of faith, gone. You've taken a step now. There's no going back. And that was the energy that was coming through at the end there. Right. So let's move to messages from your guides and see what they would like to say. Okay. Oh, is that... What do you want to... Okay, that one's for me. So, let's go. I feel like I'm going to do 2 piles. Yeah, we're going to split this down the middle. Okay. We're going to do 2 piles. So we're going to have pile 1 over here and pile 2 for this deck. And then 1. How do you want to do it? Okay. And pile 2. Okay. One more for pile 2 then, please. Okay, so pile 2 has got fucking fierce and just very wild energy, I would say. So we have pile 1 over here, pile 2, and we're just going to see what the messages from your guides are. So we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to move to pile 1 first. So pick your side. Pile 1 or pile 2 or both, whatever you feel guided to. Pile 1. Right. Pile 1, first off the bat, I'll read the cards to you. We've got, you are never alone, set your intentions, understand your body. So I can hear like mix mash, like your energy's a bit jittery, not like solid, stern, grounded. You're a bit, this pile 1, I wouldn't say you've gone through like horrendous trauma recently, or like you've had any massive tower moments recently. That's not the energy I get for pile 1. It feels more like you've probably further back, 6 months, 8 months, maybe something like that, had kind of messiness. And this is like that end fumble. So you've been learning, you've been healing, you've been growing, but you've been doing that for a little while now. And now the thing is, when you're healing and you go into hermit mode or whatever and you go within, you feel it gets lonely, but it's not. But that physical mind and the physical state of you is lonely, yeah. And it can get a bit like that, but your spirit guides are always with you, like 24/7. Like, people are there, they don't leave. There's no such thing as time in that dimension. There's only time in this dimension. Like, they are just there, yeah. And we've got to set your intentions, and I feel this is to do with that mix mash energy. Like, you've been healing, you've been growing, you've been this, but you need to set your intentions now and bring it forward and manifest it. You've been plodding along. No, you've been doing great. You've done some work, but then you've been plodding along, and they need a big, you know, like, set your intentions. What do you want? Where do you want to go? Make it happen. And then we have understand your body. So you're missing things. You may have been neglecting yourself or your body a bit, whether that's your mind, body and soul, or actually your health, or just not listening to yourself. You know, like, if you're not like awakened to your body and the vibration, then, you know, you can't listen to yourself. You're an animal here. Like, it's that same thing as, like, you know, when your intuition pops, like, say you're around someone and you get a weird feeling, you shouldn't ignore that. You should really take note of that. And you're missing things, and they're like, come on, why are you not listening to your body and figuring out and starting to understand what's going on with your body here? Yeah, like, your body will signal to you certain things. What's coming through, they keep showing me, so I'm going to explain it. And maybe they want me to tell you this story so that if maybe this is coming or it's just happened to you, so be aware of it, right? So, you know, I just explained about my ex-partner and his toxic bullshit and games and lies, right? So I remember this one time, and this was so clear, and I look back like, how the hell, like, I knew, but we was in the car, and I was driving, he was in the passenger seat, and all of a sudden I got hit with and I felt sick, just out of nowhere. I was like, I felt, sorry guys. And about 2 minutes, not even that, like 2 seconds after, he leant forward and he checked his phone. And I knew deep down what the deal was. But my body picked up on that energy, the deceptive, lying, bad intentions energy. And that's coming through here. It might not be that strong, or it might not be regarding someone that's cheating and lying, or deceptive, but they want me to tell you that story so that you will pick up on, you need to listen to your body when it's signalling to you. Because there's obviously something that's been going on and you haven't been. So what else would you like for pile 1, please? Okay. You definitely have a bit of ungroundedness, I'd say, happening at the moment. So you've been training for this for lifetimes reverse, and then seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. And what it feels like is, internally, your soul knows where you need to go, where you're headed for, pile one. You've done, like, the reality is you are so much more than this physical body, yeah? And you've done this. You've done this before. Your body knows, but you're not trusting it. You have lived many other lifetimes, but you're not embracing that power. Yes, you have been, you know, putting through the light, laying your foundations in certain ways, but it's requiring you to really pull and set those intentions for that manifestation. It really is. You keep saying no to something, pile one, or you keep postponing something. They really need you to stop that, pile one. They need you to stop. Stop. Come out your cave. Come out your, if you've been in hermit mode, it's time to kind of step out a bit now. Push yourself into a bit more, push yourself out your comfort zone, and yeah, like, know that you're not alone. You're never alone. They're there trying to tell you and signal. So they need you to set some intentions so them and you can bring it in, and you can feel more like solid in your energy and understanding who you are and where you're going again. Okay, that's pile one. Let's move to pile two. Pile two. Accept struggles and lessons. Now, I did say this was wild energy, so I feel like there is a lesson that you've really been struggling. Like, you've learned it, you know it, but you've really been struggling to get over it, or you're about to go into that energy. Live your bliss was crossed over with follow the golden rule that was reversed. So, this, you've been struggling, or you're hitting, or you're going into a struggling energy. I'm gonna go for a clarifier, because it feels like the struggling that you, it's like, it feels like you learnt the lesson, you got the lesson in the mind, but you're struggling to pick up the pace again after, because it's like almost taunting you. Even though you've learnt it, you understood the lesson. But what you're not grasping is the bigger picture. You understand the lesson, but you can't seem to get back up on your feet. Like, no, you're back up on your feet, but you can't run anymore. But you're ignoring the fact that you're here for such a bigger reason. Yeah, there's so much more than this lesson that you've got to accomplish. You are so much more than this struggle of the lesson. And you've forgotten. There's something that was always, like, with the forgotten a golden rule reversed, I feel like there was something, a big part of you, which is who you are or who you know of yourself, and it's almost like you're forgetting that part of you, and like you've lost the ability to stay living in your, it's going to return, it's on the way back, but you're struggling to get back into that living in your bliss, like that peaceful, divine connected, trusting yourself, because of the almost like the talk. I'm gonna have to go, because my child won't leave me the fuck alone, and it is releasing a toxic relationship. I feel this has been released, but the pain torments you still. But you've learnt the lesson, you've grown from it. You do not need to sit in the pain anymore. Like, you've certainly healed it. Like, you're healing, you've learnt the lesson, you don't need to stay there. Like, you're not that person anymore, but you're kind of keeping yourself there. I feel like it has been released, like you've learnt the lesson, but you're kind of stuck. I think you just don't know. I think because of the lesson and the pain that came from it, you almost don't trust yourself or understand yourself anymore a bit. So you're kind of just in this like, well, because when you learn a lesson, you kind of get clearer minded and you see it and you're like, yeah, I don't know how I missed that. Like, what was I doing? Because you've grown and you've learnt the lesson, but you're kind of keeping yourself stuck in that pain of like, why? But why didn't I act? Why didn't I see that? Why didn't I? Why? But that's because you wasn't as grown as what you were now. We only grow from pain. And that is the reality of it. And you couldn't see it, but now you see it, and that's okay. So stop tormenting yourself. It's okay. Like, you're not alone. You're not. I'm gonna have to go because my child won't stop calling me, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. He's rung me like 20 times, and I bet this is gonna be something not important at all. But I have to. He's my child. So yeah, I'll try and get back on in a bit. I generally send you so much love and light. If you are interested in a private reading, info's in the box down below. In the meantime, I send you so much love and light. Bye.